Hello, hello, hello. I'm Mark, and I'm here today to talk about running your own business. Now, let's be frank, a lot has gone on in 2020 as we hit 2021, and many people will either be forced into change or they just want to make a change anyway with everything that's happened. So, hopefully, you're here and watching this because you're either thinking of starting your own business or you have recently started your business in the last year or so. I want to be able to take you on your journey from starting your business so you don't become one of those statistics. What statistics am I talking about? Well, let me get to that. But before I do that, what I want to say is I'm going to cover off four basic fundamental areas of business that we all need to look at to be successful so we aren't one of those statistics. So keep watching for those. But those statistics that I talk about, are you aware of how many businesses start and how many fail? Many, 88 over 80% fail in the first year of business. They're gone. Now forward that with what's left over 5 years. You've still only got 80% of the businesses that were left in that year still running after 5 years. So you're not down to many businesses. Do you want to know something even scarier than that? Of those that are then still around in the 5 years, it's under 5% are actually making decent profits, if profits at all. Yes, setting up and running a business is hard, but if you do it right from the start, you can get there quicker and enjoy it and, get what you want from it, which is why I hope you set it up in the first place. You don't get stuck in this treadmill, the rat race, as they call it. So I want you to know, do we follow these steps? Or let's step back a second. If by listening to me today, you think, actually, I was going to start a business, but it might not be for me. If I stop somebody becoming a statistic, then I have helped as well. So please keep watching and let's get into those steps and see if we can get you started off on the right foot so we can get more of these businesses surviving and thriving into the new world, I guess. Okay. So you've got this idea for a business, making something, providing a service, whatever it is. What do you want it to look like? Where do you want it to go? So the first area really is, what is that journey? Where's the destination? What does the business look like when it's finished? What is the end goal? Are you going to sell it? Are you going to pass it on to down the family? What are you going to do with it? It's all right, I can cut hair, I can make pies, but surely you're in business not just to pay yourself, have nice vacations, but to actually build an asset. Surely that's what having a business is about. So before you start, have you thought about the end in mind? Are you stepping it back and reverse engineering everything way back? Why are you doing what you're doing? Those values and reasons behind why you do what you do, that's important. That's why people will buy from you. That's why staff will come on board to work for you. Let's look at it like foundations. These four areas I'm talking about, the first one is where you go in. First bit, the foundation. If you're building a new house, a property, then of course you need solid foundations. If there are gaps in those foundations, what's happened? Things fall down. Let's be frank, you will all know somebody whose business has failed. It happens, and it's probably going to happen quite a lot more. Doesn't need to be this way. So many fundamentals are missed. Where are you going is the first fundamental. Why you are doing it, what that looks like, and that is planning your goals, writing them down. What does the business need to look like after year 1, year 3, year 5, and so on? If you do not have that end in mind, you don't know where you're going. It's all about evolving, and these things need reviewing, changing, going off in sprints, 90-day little sprints here, there, next little product launch here, there, little sprints. But unless you've got that ultimate plan, why would I join you either as a client, customer, or employee? I just wouldn't. You may as well just be driving a bus with no destination. Like, why would I get on some magical mystery tour with you? Let's know where you're going, okay? So you need to know exactly where you're going and why you do what you do. Cover all these in more detail later. Second one is all about the time that you're putting in. Are you thinking, I'm going to start this business, put my life on hold, 2, 3, 4 years, until I'm there. I'll be all right once I'm there. Again, if you haven't planned it, you don't know where there is, and you're just going to get stuck in the spinning wheel like the old mouse. End up going nowhere. No. Doesn't need to be like that. You need to plan your time. It's one of the most important things. We all have the same amount of time in the day. Whether you're, small child, you're Bill Gates, you're an adult, whatever. We've all got that same amount of time. It's how we use that time effectively. Are you running a set diary? Are you self-disciplined enough to stick to that diary? How can you leverage and delegate to make sure that you can maximize that time? So many people are holding on tight. Oh, I don't want to tell anyone what I'm doing, or they can't do it as well as me. So stop being Superman, stop being Superwoman, learn to leverage. So understanding your time is key. So again, we'll look at that in the coming weeks in more detail. Point number 3. What are your customers getting? How are you delivering and passing on to the customers? Is it the same? Does everyone get the same experience? From something simple, answering the phone. Do you answer the phone the same way to everybody? Does everyone come in, if you've got bricks and mortar premises, is everybody treated the same? Are you making sure you have the right systems and process in place? And that could be front of house, back of house, just in your office. It's all about what people see, hear, feel, what you deliver to them that will get them coming back. And you want those customers. You want those really good customers that rant and rave. You're true fans out there. And then you got some really good, solid business. But without any systems, without any process, again, you're just juggling all these plates. They'll soon come crashing down. 4th area of running a business. Do you know your numbers? Sorry, but I've got to say it. I speak to so many business owners. Mark, as long as I've got money in my bank and I can pay the staff, I'm doing all right. No, you're not doing all right. You don't know where you're going for starters, but that's one of the other sections, isn't it? You've got to know your numbers. You've got to track things. So, yeah, if you're a creator, you like doing things, you like making stuff out of wood, like cutting hair, you've still got to have this aspect of the business. If you don't like doing it, get someone in to help, even on a part-time basis. But you must know some of the basic numbers. You must know sort of how your marketing's working. Are you tracking where your leads are coming from? So important. So important. Oh, Mark, but I don't know. People phone in. Do you ever ask? Hello, how did you hear about us today? It's not difficult. So many different ways. Obviously, all online stuff is all trackable these days. It's beautiful, beautiful stuff. Test and measuring your results. If you make any changes, test it, see what happens. If it's working, great. If it's not, stop. Having KPIs for yourself when you start as part of the self-discipline, but building that in as you expand and if you start employing people and bringing in teams. You've got to have key performance indicators to know that you're heading towards those previous goals that I discussed at the start. And ultimately, you need to have some very basic knowledge, even at an early stage, of your kind of major financial reports. So your balance sheets, your profit and loss accounts, and really importantly, especially when you're starting out, cash flow and cash flow forecasts, because, it's all well and good having all this stuff, nice premises. If you've got no money, you ain't having a business. Cash is king. It's one of the best reports to look at. And again, we'll cover all these off separately in the coming weeks. So there's 4 areas there. Where are you going and why are you doing what you're doing? Managing your time to make sure that you actually work in and on the business so it grows into what you want it to become. The delivery of all of that and pulling it all together so it works for all of your customers. And then understanding some of the business fundamentals, because business is maths at the end of the day. If that's completely blown your mind and scared you, and you want to step back, then if I've saved you from getting into something that you think is too much for you, brilliant. If it's something where you think, blimey, I get it, it's clicking, help, then obviously that's what I'm here for. And over the coming weeks, I'm going to have videos on each of these topics. I'm going to break it down, keep it nice and simple. So please hit the old subscribe button down below or drop me a message if you need any help. I'll do my best to answer that. Look out for what's coming in 2021. I'm here to help. I wish you all the best. Let's do this. Have a great 2021, guys. See you later. Bye bye. Thanks a lot.